I just want to go over some things in Google Classroom with you. The first thing I want to talk about is setting up a new class. So right now I'm going to go in and I have a bunch of classes set up already. I love Google Classroom. I use it for more than just my classes. I mean, I do use it for classes, clearly, chemistry. But I also use it for department meetings and for sharing things with other teachers and clubs and committees and other things that I'm on. It's a really great way to share information with people in your organization. You can run entire courses off of it, or you can just use it for announcements or whatever. But the first step is always adding a class and adding students to your class. So I'm going to create a false class here. The first thing you do is hit the plus sign. Now, it gives you the option to either join a class or create a class. And as a teacher, you can join or create as many classes as you like. So you can be a teacher in one class and a student in another. You can even invite students to be teachers in the class, which we'll talk about later. But for right now, let's create a class. And I am just going to give it a random name. This is my example class. Okay. You can put in a section number. You can have more than one class called example class. Like I have more than one class called chemistry honors, for example. You can have section 1, section 2. You can even have like a 10th grade section or an 11th grade section. So if you have middle school science, you can just put science and make it 7th, 8th, or you can have your morning session, afternoon session, or whatever. And you can put any subject in the line you want. I mean, you can call this education. It has some options you can put in. You can type in anything you want. Driver's ed, PE, educational, technology. Can't spell. And then hit create. I know I misspelled technology. I'll fix that in a second. It just takes a minute for everything to process and get started. And then you have a new class. Okay. And it automatically just opens that up. It has the name of your class and the number right there, and then has you here as a teacher. That's my icon. All right, so this is your classroom. It just sets up with a random background and color scheme. You can change that background and color scheme right here by selecting a theme or uploading a photo. You can make your own photo, the header up here, or you can select one from the ones they have available. And they have a lot of things available as photographs, some really pretty stuff. They also have just some patterns. You can pick any one of those. I like the photographs, personally. Let's see. Pick a cool photo. Look at that one. There we go. And hit use class theme. All right. So that becomes your class theme. All right. So up here you have 3 options. You got stream, students, and about. If you go to about, that lets you add materials about the class. So you can add your class syllabus here. You can add a lot of different materials here. Anything you want the kids to have access to throughout the school year and to find in this tab without having to search through all the other things you've posted throughout the year. So something they're going to need on a real regular basis. I usually put my class syllabus in here and information about the textbook. You can just put words, just like an announcement. You can attach a file from your computer. You can attach a file from Drive. You can attach a video. If you have a YouTube video you want them to access on a regular basis, or a link to a website that they may have to use on a regular basis. All right, students is where you see all the kids who are in the class, or anyone who's in the class, if it's fellow teachers or anything like that. So if you want to add students, there's multiple ways to do this. Students can be given this code, so you can email that to them. If you pull it down right here, you can display it large on the screen, so you can display it on your board if you have a projector or a Promethean or smartboard. You can copy it into your clipboard and put it into an email or something like that. You can reset it, which means you get a new class code, or you can disable it, which means you basically lock any new students from being added to the class unless you invite them. Okay, so I'm going to disable classroom code. So this one has no classroom code. So if you're seeing this video on YouTube, you can't come and join the class. Sorry. And I'm going to invite students. And I'm going to invite my son because I can get into his classroom account and show you what it looks like from the student's point of view also. All right, so I invited Jason, and he could be my first student or my only student in this class. Okay. Now, what do the kids see? All right, if you invite them to a class and they log into their feed, this is Jason's feed, they see this invitation first thing. Okay, so they get in access to this course and they can decline or they can join. So they would click join. All right, and once they've joined the class, there you go, they see this. Right now it's empty because I haven't put anything in there yet. They can see who their classmates are. They can't add anybody. They can't see the classroom code. And they can see anything you've posted in the About page, including the teacher's information, and have a link to click to email them. Okay. All right, let's go back to teacher view. All right. Also in the About, you have some things you can edit about the class. You can describe the class. You can give the room number of the class. Okay. You have access to a Google Calendar for the class, a classroom calendar, and the folder, Drive folder, where you can share things to this particular class. All right. So your stream is where anything that you post, assignments, announcements, video links, classroom information, anything like that is posted to the stream. Right. Now we'll go over more about how to edit the stream and how to add assignments and how to make this thing look as snazzy as you want. I'm just going to pick another background because I saw Jason had a background that had the same, just so he doesn't get confused. All right, and there you go. So you can change any of this information. Now, what if, like me, you messed up? Like I made a mistake on the information that I put in about the class, right? So in your sidebar, click right here. There's 3 lines. You can go to classes. It gives you your list of all the classes that you have. So I've got all of these classes. Now it'll tell you if there's a assignment that's due in the near future and the little cards here, and also give you access to the folder for that class as a teacher. The student will also see, and I'll show you what Jason sees. They have the same view. They can have that folder, or you can open your work for that class, which is pretty cool. So it shows him anything that's due, anything that's coming up anytime soon, which is a great view. They also get this cool thing. This cool feature is to do. So any assignments that have been assigned and he hasn't turned in are right there. Now, thankfully, my kid's turning in all his work, and you guys don't get to see me yell at my kid for not turning in his work. All right, back to the teacher view. Here you go. Teachers also have a to-do view, but your to-do view is different than the student's to-do view. Your to-do view shows you all the assignments you haven't graded yet. And I, unfortunately, have some stuff I haven't done, unlike my child. But I also teach a lot of classes. So I have about, looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things I need to grade and one that's not due yet. Okay. Not too bad for 6 classes. All right. So you can go back to that class view. There you go. That shows you your classes. You also get a calendar view, which shows you all the assignments due for all of your classes anytime for this week. And then you can scroll ahead to next week or back to the week before. Last week was spring break. We didn't have any assignments due. The week before that, I had a practice test. You can see I had a lot of assignments the week before that were due. Okay. So that's how you set up a class. That's how you get everything set up. Oh, I'm sorry. One other thing I did want to show you. So you have some options here, like on the side when you log into your class originally. It's on the stream page. You can make it so that students can post and comment on the stream. That means students can make an announcement posts just like you can make announcement posts. And they can comment on all the posts that you make or the posts that anybody else makes. You can say that students can only comment. That means they can't make posts. They can only make comments. Or you can say that only teachers can post and comment. So that you have that level of control about what the kids have access to be able to do and say to each other. I like to leave the option turned on for students to be able to post and comment. My students don't generally post, but they can. If they have a question, they're allowed to post it here. One of the things I noticed that they do sometimes if they have a question and they want to ask the whole class, they will leave it as a comment in a thread underneath one of the assignments. So that's kind of a useful thing. You can also hit show deleted items or don't show deleted items. So it'll show the items that you took out of the feed. Some teachers delete items as they're graded. Some teachers just delete items that they maybe made a mistake on. And I meant to show you. My brain's all over the place. I made a mistake. I meant to fix it. All right, so we go in here. This is the class. I made a mistake. I want to edit it. I misspelled technology. Here, I'm going to fix that. And I don't want to make this a 10th section class. I just want to call it section 1. All right. So I'll save that now. Now it's straight. Okay. All right. So let me know if you have any questions or comments down below in the comments. Feel free to tell me anything I screwed up or anything I missed, and I'll be sure to add it to a future video. Thanks, guys.